So we have conclude that an interesting fact is it is the presence of an additional variables in the demand functions that help us to identify the supply functions. So in this discussions, we can conclude that your the demand function is unidentified, while your supply function जो है, that is exactly identified. Now we move to the next, that is over identifications. Over identifications means, as we have defined earlier, an equation is said to be over identified when uh, uh, one or more of the structural parameters have more than one value. An equation is said to be over identified when one or more of the structural parameter have more than one values. जैसे अभी मैंने आपसे बात की थी कि आपके बीटा नॉट और बीटा वन have only each parameter have only one values. So it means that these two parameters have unique values. But if one parameter have more than one values, if one parameter or more than one parameters have more than one values, it means your equation will be over identified. Now we look at the uh, case of over identified equations. Again, we modify the demand equation by incorporating one more variables in the demand equation, and that variable is the wealth. As income have positive impact of many of on the demand of many of the commodities, on the same lines, the wealth of a household, the wealth of a consumers have a positive impact on the demand of the certain commodities. So your alpha 2 and alpha 3, alpha 1 is negative because prices have inverse relationship with quantity, while income has positive relationship with quantity, and wealth has also positive relationship with quantity. So all these have the alpha 2 and alpha 3 are greater than 0, and alpha 1 is less than 0. So supply function is the same as we have discussed in the previous examples. That is beta naught plus beta 1 pt plus beta 2 pt minus 1. So it means we have one more of the variables in hand, and that is R3. So R3 represents the wealth, and it is expected to be have a positive impact on the quantity demand. PT is determined predetermined variables because its value is known to us in time t. By the market clearing mechanism, we have solved these models, and we have placed the the value of the demand function and the supply function into the market clearing mechanism or the equilibrium conditions. So equating these, after equating these two equations and solving these two equations, we have the following two uh, uh, demand. We have the following two reduced form equations. So one reduced form is for the prices, and other reduced form is for the quantity. You can see that in the above equations we have uh, alpha naught, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, of beta naught, beta 1, beta 5. We have the seven structural parameters in the hand. But if we look at the reduced form equation, because reduced form equation is the equation that expresses the endogenous variable in term of predetermined variable and the error terms. And that is why you can see in both of the reduced form that the variables on the right side of this equation are 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 all the predetermined variables. That is I, that is RT, that is PT minus 1. And same variables are appearing in the second reduced form, that is IT, that is RT, that is PT minus 1. So if we calculate, if we count how many reduced form coefficients are, we have 8 reduced form coefficient in hand in this equation, and we have 7 structural parameters. Now you can see that we have 7 structural parameters, but on the other hand, we have 8 reduced form coefficients. It means if the reduced form coefficients are more than the structural parameter, it means we have more equations than the unknowns. It means we have more equations to determine, calculate the value of the unknown parameters. So look at these are the values of various pi's, pi naught, pi 1, pi 2. These are your these are your reduce some coefficients. On the other hand, this is your pi 3, pi 4, pi 5. These are the other reduce some coefficients. So we can see that we have 8 reduce some quotient 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have the 8 reduce some quotients, while we have 7 structural parameters. So the preceding demand and supply model contains 7 structural coefficients, but there are 8 equations to estimate these 7 structural parameters. And these 8 equation means we have 8 reduced form coefficients that are given in this equation 19.2.31. So it means the number of equation is greater than the number of parameters. As a result, unique solutions of all the parameters are not possible, because unique solution means we have the 7 parameters and we have the 7 reduced sum coefficients, so that each of the parameters have unique, means that each of the parameters have a one value. So but we have more than 7 equations. We have at the present we have 8 equations. It means that among these 7 parameters, one or more of the parameters have more than one values. यानी इन 7 स्ट्रक्चरल पैरामीटर में से एक पैरामीटर या एक से ज्यादा पैरामीटर हो सकते हैं जिनकी एक से ज्यादा वैल्यू हो. इस वजह से so as a result, unique parameters of our model is not the unique value of the unique parameters of our model is not possible, which can be shown easily. You can look at among these 7 parameters, the parameter beta 1 has 2 values. It means, as I have told earlier, that one or more of the structural parameters have more than one value. So you can see that among these 7 structural parameters, the parameter of prices, that is beta 1, it has 2 values. It has 2 values. So these two estimate, beta 1 is equal to pi 6 over pi 2, and you can see what is pi 6. This is pi 6. This is pi 6. And this is pi 2. So this divided by this will give you beta 1. On the other hand, second is pi 5 over pi 1. Look at, this is the pi 5. This is the pi 5 and this is pi 1. So when you solve it, it is not guaranteed, it is not sure that the two value will be identical. The two betas are the same. So, and as you can see that beta 1 is appearing in the denominator in each of the reduced sum coefficient. Here beta 1, beta 1, beta 1, beta 1. All these are the beta 1 that are appearing in the you reduce in the denominator of the reduced sum coefficients. So there are two estimates of the price coefficient in the supply functions, and there is no guarantees, there is no assurance that these two values or the solution values will be identical. Moreover, since beta 1 appears in the denominator of all the reduced sum coefficients, so the ambiguity in the estimation of beta 1 will be transmitted to the other equations too, because when we will use this beta 1, and this beta 1 give the estimated value of the uh, reduced sum coefficient, and these reduced sum coefficients are using to determine the value of other of the structural parameters. So there is ambiguity in the estimation of beta 1 will, and this ambiguity means that these two different the value of these two parameter beta may be different. There's no guarantee that the value of these two beta will be the same. So the ambiguity in the estimation of beta 1 will be transmitted to the other estimates too. So uh, why was the supply function identified in the system? But here uh, the both the uh, uh, demand function and the supply functions are identified. The demand functions are the exact identified because the parameters of the demand functions have the unique values, while the supply function is over identified because one of the parameters of the supply function has more than one value. So supply functions, your supply model is over identified, and your demand model is uh, exactly identified.
ओके सर जी।
Okay.
जी सर, इट्स ओके सर, ठीक हो गया।
Okay, let's move a little bit further. So far, we have discussed a number of methods that are used to identify the to identify the that are used to make the identification problems, and these methods are the reduced sum equation methods, it is the mongrel equation methods, and it is the graphic methods. All these methods are used uh, for the identification of them to resolve the identification problems. But we can see that there is some alternative to this method that can also be used to identify uh, uh, the equations, that can be used to make the identification of an equation. Uh, uh, why we are uh, why we are going to uh, uh, use these uh, methods to identify the alternative method to make the identification of the equation is uh, the method that we have so far used is the reduced sum equations, and you can see that how this reduced sum equation method is laborious and it is time consuming. So there are other methods, uh, and there is no conditions. The identifications can be made only through using the reduced sum equations. Uh, no such kind of condition is. The identification of an equation can also be made by some alternative methods. So we look at some alternative method that can be used to identify the equations, to identify the various equations. So these are uh, the the rank and the order conditions. The rank, order and the rank conditions, that are the alternative conditions, that are the alternative methods that are used to examine the identification problems. So to understand the order and rank conditions, we first introduce some following notations, notions. First is M is number of endogenous variable in the models. Capital M equal to number of endogenous variable in the model. Number of endogenous variable is will always be equal to the number of equation in the model. If there are 3 equations in the model, it means there are 3 endogenous variables. If there are 5 equations in the model, it means there are 5 endogenous variables. To keep in mind in this way, the number of equations is equal to the number of endogenous variables in the model. M, that is the number of small lowercase m, that is the number of endogenous variable in a given equation. Given equation means equation of interest. Equation of interest means the equations to whom we are going to identify. यानी equation of interest means कि जिस equation की हम identification को examine करने जा रहे हैं उसके अंदर कितने endogenous variable, और capital M means कि पूरे मॉडल के अंदर आपके कितने endogenous variable मौजूद हैं. Capital K represents the number of predetermined variable in the model. Number of predetermined, and predetermined includes the current exogenous, it includes the lagged exogenous, it includes the lagged endogenous. So K is the number of predetermined variable in the models, and lowercase k is the number of predetermined variable in a given equation. So there are 4 abbreviations. One is your capital N, total number of endogenous variable in the model. Capital K, total number of predetermined variable in the model. Then capital will be used for the whole models. Capital K means total exogenous variable in the model, total predetermined variable in the model, or capital M means total number of endogenous variable in the model. Lowercase m means number of endogenous variable in the given equations, and lowercase k means number of predetermined variable in a given equation. So, what is the order condition? जी.
अच्छा सर, एक क्वेश्चन है, ये आपने लिखा हुआ है कि K is equal to capital K is equal to number of predetermined variables in the model including the intercept. तो जब हमने सर एक्सोजेनस वेरिएबल काउंट करने हैं या प्री डिटरमिन्ड, तो उसमें उसको इंक्लूड करना इंटरसेप्ट को भी, ओवरऑल जितने इंटरसेप्ट दिए गए होंगे मॉडल में.
जनरली ऐसा है नहीं, मतलब जब हम इसको कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो we look at the number of predetermined variables. To make the clarity, we look at some examples in the later stage. Because today time is going to finish, only 10 minutes are left. In the coming class, we will discuss in details about what is the order conditions, what is the rank conditions, and how these will be applied to examine the identification problems. So briefly look at what is going on.
ओके सर.
जी सर, मैंने एक क्वेश्चन करना था.
जी सर.
हमारी दूसरी सब्जेक्ट में ना सॉफ्टवेयर का यूज आ रहा है, हमने टर्म पेपर बनाना, तो टीचर्स ने यही कहा था कि आप इकोनोमेट्रिक के सब्जेक्ट में करेंगे, तो एक आधी क्लास काइंडली वो रख लें, सॉफ्टवेयर एसपीएसएस या स्टेटा वगैरह यूज करवा दें, एक वर्कशॉप रख लेते हैं अपकमिंग जो क्लास है.
आप मियां साहब बात कर रहे हैं?
जी सर.
मियां साहब, जनरली जो मेरा सेशन चलता है ईवीयू के ऊपर, जैसे मैंने पहले भी आपसे बात की थी,
जी जी,
वो हम शुरू करते हैं मिड के बाद.
ठीक.
मिड से पहले का जो मेरा कोर्स कवरेज होगी,
जी सर.
वो आपकी हमने ये चैप्टर खत्म करना है. इसके बाद एक और चैप्टर है that is regarding the estimation problems, how to estimate these how to estimate the equations within a system of equations. एक सिस्टम ऑफ इक्वेशन है तो उसके अंदर जो इक्वेशंस दी होंगी उनको किस तरह एस्टिमेट करना है। और अब सिस्टम ऑफ इक्वेशन के अंदर इक्वेशन अनआइडेंटिफाइड भी हो सकती है, इक्वेशन एग्जैक्ट आइडेंटिफाइड भी हो सकती है, इक्वेशन आइडेंटिफाइड ओवर आइडेंटिफाइड भी हो सकती है। तो वी हैव टू लुक एट हाउ दीज इक्वेशंस विल बी एस्टिमेटेड। तो उसके बाद ये चैप्टर जब ये पोर्शन खत्म हो जाएगा हमारा, तो उसके बाद फिर हमने आना टाइम सीरीज के ऊपर, ठीक है, टाइम सीरीज डेटा हैंडलिंग। उसमें सारा
जी
फिर
सर।
हमने जितना भी काम करना है वो हमने टाइम सीरीज के ऊपर करना है, लैपटॉप के ऊपर करना है, और साथ साथ उसके अंदर हमने अब प्रैक्टिकल काम भी करना है। प्रैक्टिकल काम से ये मुराद है ये मैं ये बताऊं जी कि ये हमने QSLS इक्वेशन का अप्लाई करना है, यानी हमारी इक्वेशन ओवर आइडेंटिफाइड है और हमने इसको QSLS से, यानी QSLS में 2 स्टेज लीज किया, इस टेक्निक से हमने इसको एस्टिमेट करना है। तो हमने क्या करना होगा कि हम पहले QSLS को उसको थ्योरेटिकली पढ़ेंगे, उसके बाद हम उसके एग्जांपल लेंगे, और एग्जांपल के अंदर क्या होगा कि हम उसका जो वेरिएबल दिए होंगे उस एग्जांपल के अंदर हम उनका डेटा सेट लेंगे पूरा, उस डेटा सेट को फीड करेंगे, उसके बाद उसको एस्टिमेट करेंगे ईव्यू के अंदर, और सारी उसकी इंटरप्रिटेशन और उसके जो सारे टेस्टिंग है वो सारी हम उसके अंदर एग्जामिन करेंगे। तो ये जो स्टोरी चलेगी ये मेरा ख्याल है कि मिड के बाद चलेगी। क्या ख्याल है? ये बहुत
जी सर।
जी
अगर
सर,
मिड के
ठीक होगा
बाद
सर।
चल जाए तो फिर मेरा ख्याल सूट नहीं करेगा आपको, क्योंकि अभी ये स्टेज के ऊपर
जी सर।
क्योंकि
जी
आप
सर,
अभी तो
तरह कर ले सर।
3 क्लासेस हुई, आज मेरा तीसरी क्लास है हमारी, तो अभी तो आप जो टर्म पेपर लिखने वाली स्टोरी है या टर्म लिखने वाला जो प्रोग्राम है इसको आप यू कैन डिलीट, यू कैन एडजस्ट इट, प्लान इट आफ्टर द मिड एग्जाम, क्योंकि अभी तक तो आपको ये भी नहीं पता होगा कि आपने किस इशू के ऊपर जो है वो काम करना है, किस टॉपिक के ऊपर काम करना है। सबसे पहले तो ये ज़रूरी है कि आप अपने टॉपिक को सर्च आउट करें, आप अपना मॉडल बनाएं कि किस मॉडल को आपने एस्टिमेट करना है। तो मेरा काम वो आपको एस्टिमेशन टेक्निक के हवाले से बात करना है कि जी ये आपका मॉडल है, इस पर को इंटीग्रेशन अप्लाई होनी है, तो ये को इंटीग्रेशन को हम कैसे अप्लाई करेंगे। ये मॉडल है जी, ये आपने इसको जी इसके ऊपर आपने पैनल डाटा अप्लाई करना है, तो पैनल डाटा बनेगा कैसे, पैनल कैसे एस्टिमेट करेंगे, तो ये चीज़ें मैंने आपको बतानी है। ऐसे ही है।
जी सर, ठीक है।
जी सर, बिल्कुल सर।
तो मेरा ख्याल बेहतर स्ट्रेटजी यही है कि वे शुड डिलीट,
जी सर, राइट।
ठीक है। और इन द मीन वाइल यू कैन you can work on your on finalizing the topic, on finalizing the your model, आप इसको फाइनलाइज करो, और इन द मीन वाइल हम उस स्टेज पे आ जाएंगे कि यहाँ पर आपको इकोनोमेट्रिक की जरूरत होगी इन मॉडल को एस्टिमेट करने की, तो फिर वो सारा मामला
जी सर, इंशाल्लाह।
ठीक है। So
ओके सर जी, इंशाल्लाह।
we'll look at the 2 definitions and then interpretation of these definitions that will be that are regarding with the your order conditions. तो इसमें यही है कि ये आपकी जो कर रहे थे कि जी ऑर्डर कंडीशन जो है that is a necessary condition, not a social condition, or it may be stated in 2 different but equivalent way. In the order condition, it is necessary condition, it is not social condition. And this order conditions can be stated, can be defined in 2 different ways, but defined in 2 different ways, but different but equivalent way. Mean कि methodology different होगी, define मुख्तलिफ अंदाज से करेंगे, लेकिन आउटकम जो है that will be the same from these two definitions. So look at the first definition क्या है इसकी. The definition number 1 is in a model of m simultaneous equation. M simultaneous equation means कि there are m endogenous variable, क्योंकि जितनी equation होंगी उतने ही endogenous variable होंगे. So in a model of m simultaneous equation, in order for an equations to be identified, that is like a general statement. Let's say यहाँ से आपका actual definition आपने क्या करना है. In a model of m simultaneous equation, in order for an equations to be identified, it must exclude at least m minus 1 variable. It must exclude m minus 1 variables appearing in the model. If it exclude exactly m minus 1 variable, the equation is just identified. And if it exclude more than m minus 1 variable, it is over identified. Now you can understand this definition. M is your endogenous variable. First of all, you have to look how much endogenous variables are in your model. Okay, then you calculate m minus 1. Let's say you have 3 equations. It means there are 3 endogenous variables. So then m minus 1 mean 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. Okay, so now you have to examine whether your set equation is identified or not. You have to examine your required equation, the equation you are going to be identified, it must exclude at least m minus 1 variable. यानी जिस इक्वेशन की आप आइडेंटिफिकेशन चेक कर रहे हैं, अगर उस इक्वेशन को आइडेंटिफाइड होना है तो उसमें से कम m माइनस 1 के बराबर वेरिएबल एक्सक्लूड होने चाहिए उस इक्वेशन से. बट ऑल दीज वेरिएबल्स मस्ट बी अवेलेबल इन द समवेयर इन द मॉडल. मॉडल में कहीं ना कहीं वो वेरिएबल होंगे, लेकिन उस इक्वेशंस के अंदर आपके m माइनस 1 वेरिएबल का एक्सक्लूड होना जरूरी है. अगर आपके m माइनस 1 से कम वेरिएबल एक्सक्लूड होंगे, इट मींस कि इक्वेशन इज अनआइडेंटिफाइड. अगर m माइनस 1 के बराबर वेरिएबल उस इक्वेशन से एक्सक्लूड होंगे, इक्वेशन इज एग्जैक्ट आइडेंटिफाइड. और अगर m माइनस 1 से ज्यादा वेरिएबल एक्सक्लूड होंगे, इक्वेशन इज ओवर आइडेंटिफाइड. सो लुक एट द डेफिनेशन. In the model of m simultaneous equation, in order for an equation to be identified, it must be excluded at least m minus 1 variable. It must exclude